We are back on KindaSound with me, your host Giles Bryant, and I'm so pleased to have very good friend of mine, Ian Haywood, with me today. How you doing, Ian?
Hi. Oh, great. Thank you. Yes, yes. It's really good to see you, Giles. We need to catch up sometime. We haven't seen each other for so long. It's been a long, cold, lonely winter.
Yes, it is. But here comes the sun, baby. Here comes the sun, and
I'll
we are
talk about
cel.
that in a minute. Sorry.
We certainly will. I tell you what, Ian, I am so happy, mate, because your new album Gravitate has just dropped. How
Yeah.
you feeling about it?
Yeah, great. It's actually Ian Haywood, singer-songwriter,
Yeah.
first ever album. So it's been a long time coming. I've spent all my life writing songs, but they've always I've been so diverse in what I've written that I've never really collected an album of like sort of songs together. So, yeah, really pleased. It's like I say, it's been a long time coming. It always feels good when you've got something out of your system at last that has been hanging around for too long.
Yeah, no, it is brilliant. I've really been enjoying listening to it.
Thank you.
It is now available, ladies and gentlemen. So if you just search Ian Haywood, Gravitate, you'll find it on all the streaming platforms, etc., etc. And is a CD coming, Ian? I know we're a bit old school, but
It will be coming, yes. In fact, because well, as you may know, I go around doing BFriendly, the reggae duo as well, and we found CDs are still selling pretty well.
brilliant.
So I am going to make a CD. In fact, that's probably coming out within the next couple of weeks.
Amazing, mate. We'll put my name down for one because one of the things
Mhm.
I like, I mean, I am a bit of a Luddite, I suppose, but I just love holding it in my hand, and I love
Yeah,
listening to the music,
yeah,
and I love reading about it as well. And who produced that, and who is the drummer on that, and who did the guitars.
yes,
But I tell you what, the fundamental thing I've got to say, like, there's three things, right? Just from hearing the album so far, okay, brilliant songs, which I would don't expect anything else from you.
thank you.
Fantastic production. The sound of this album is brilliant, really, really good. And the
Yeah.
third thing, your voice is just sounding phenomenal.
Well, thank you very much. Um, I've done all the singing and recording really well, most of it in the last 6, 7 years. Um, and like I say, it's it's actually the album is actually a collection of 10 songs. Um, on the CD, I'll be putting on a country EP as well. So there'll be the 10 songs and a country EP. The country EP I'll release online at a later stage. But the 10 songs have been about, one of them, I think, Find a Place, I wrote back in the noughties,
Yeah,
back in the late noughties. So since then, I've just added songs about life really to my album repertoire there.
yeah. I mean, Ian, you are. I mean, what? I just like playing live music with you, and we've done it a fair bit. All around the country, and the joy that I've got from it. And actually, I played at the Eco Fest for the Vegan Organic Network up in Manchester last weekend. So I'm just about to like finish the set off, and then the Dan that he organised is going, keep going, keep going. The next band hasn't turned up, so I'm just like, so I
Yes.
just stop. I just start, like got to fill a bit
Yeah.
of time.
Yeah.
Right? I just stop. I just
Yeah.
start playing something. You're
Yeah.
such
Yeah.
a pretty vegan, da, da,
Yeah.
da, da. And it just came out of me. And I remember those times, mate, when we were going up and down the country promoting Peace on Your Plate, and we'd just be jamming. We'd
Yeah.
just be jamming, and your ability as a musician, and like you say, you've got into so many genres. I mean, some people know you as part of Be Friendly, which is the feel good reggae with your wife Kathy. Some
Yes.
people know you for your beautiful solo piano, which is more for, like you'd say, relaxation, inner peace,
Yeah. Yeah.
calm, healing, music for meditation, that sort of thing. Some people know you through the vegan scene, through your amazing songs that you've done, yeah, over decades that you've been out there playing at these events. Of course, part of the Piece on Your Plate collective. Um, and then what has also happened? I don't know if I've ever seen the two people in the same place, but I've once seen Ian Haywood, and he walked into like a cupboard, and then out came this other character called Elton V, which is the best the
Yeah.
best Elton John tribute act I've ever seen. But I
Yes.
don't know if we can
I
actually
mean,
say that they're the same person.
no, I remember the time actually. We did the gig up at Trinity Park, I think, and I was actually a member of the UK Bee Gees. Uh, I was Elton V, and I was also BFriendly. The only one I wasn't was Ian Haywood myself. Well, now I can add Ian Haywood to that lot and be four different people when I turn
You
up.
could, but also you could be the Ian Haywood split personality. It could be the Ian Haywood. The one set could be the piano. Everyone's laying
Yeah,
down and they're just mellowing out, and then the other one could be this.
absolutely.
I
Yeah,
mean, how
yeah.
would you, Ian, for people listening, how would you describe the kind of because when people say to them, "Oh, oh, you're a musician. Oh, what sort of music do you do?" How would
Yeah.
you describe Gravitate as an album?
I've said there's an element of country in it, which is where I started. I started with country bands, so there's a bit of an element there. But there's all kinds of influences, like that was the day. I couldn't really put that in as a country rock song. It was
No.
probably more like a pop rock song, if
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
Um, and um, and then something like Gravitate, a bit more folky, maybe.
Mm,
So there's that sort of country folk type thing, which is really me,
yeah.
what I'm really about. I could reel off a few names, but the listeners probably wouldn't be old enough to remember
Well, I
remember
don't
them.
know, mate. I don't know. I mean, I was listening to one of them, and I honestly, I put it on, and I just thought, is that the Eagles?
Oh, right. Yeah, because I was going to say the Eagles, one of my influences from way back in the day. Of course, Elton John is always an
Mm,
influence to me because I
mm,
grew up with his piano, and so my style of piano, you can probably hear it in some of the piano
yeah.
refrains that I play.
Yeah.
So that's going to be there. But I also like sort of pop folk like
Mm,
Simon and Garfunkel.
mm,
I love that sort of ambient folk sound that they get,
yeah.
and Bob Dylan, and
Yeah.
there's all. But when I listen to the album, I think, oh, that sounds a bit like Alan Hull out of Lindisfarne, or
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
sounds
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
Bob Dylan, or I think little bits that I've kind of uh, not kind of nicked, so not really nicked, but it's the
Yeah.
styles that
Yeah. Yeah.
I've adopted in some.
I mean,
I do like. Sorry, I was just going to say I do like albums that the vocalist changes style slightly.
yeah.
I'm not saying I'm against like uh, bands that maybe have a straight vocal that goes all the way through. Some of them pretty good. Um, I know Coldplay are pretty good, but I don't think um, he changes his
Mm,
voice style too much in it. But within this album, I like to think that I've kind of changed it a little bit, adapted to a bit of country, a bit of folk, and I put all my influences in it at once.
yeah. No, you've done a fantastic job, and well done to everyone who's been a part of it. I mean, it sounds crisp, it sounds very clean and very defined. And may I say that the song 45
Ah, well, that's
kind of sound us. I mean, I feel very privileged and honoured that there's actually
yeah.
a song on the album inspired by yours truly.
Yes, well, I do say that all the songs on the albums have got stories,
Mm.
but of course, 45 has that really great story that it was just during the COVID thing, wasn't it? And we couldn't get up to your birthday that you had when you were 45, so I just sat at the piano and I started coming out with these chords and singing this thing, and then of course, I gave you a
Yeah.
rough version of it said "Happy birthday to you. This is for you."
Yeah,
And then a couple of years later, I thought, well, this is pretty catchy,
yeah, yeah.
and so I think I'll develop it a bit, and I turned it into a song, recorded it, and so yeah, there you are. We all love him, and he's 45 today. It's dedicated to you, Giles.
Well, I mean, I feel
Good
so
man.
honoured, mate, and hearing the final, hearing the final mix. I mean, I did get a bit emotional. Though I'm
Yeah.
about to be 51, but there we go. We won't tell anyone that. But I love the 45 because it also harks back to the single. When
Yes.
you'd
Yeah.
play a 45, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
I mean, again,
That's right.
we might be
Yeah.
losing some of the youngsters listening in here, but that was the 7 inch, wasn't it? It was the
Yeah. Yeah.
vinyl, and
Yeah.
then you get the LP, which you
Yeah.
have to play at 33 RPM,
Yeah. It
which was
was.
the 12 inch and all that. But I mean, it's just a fantastic achievement. So tell us about the plan, because I know, Ian, you've been so busy in the last few years with Be Friendly,
Yeah.
playing at, I see your schedule, and I take my hat off to you if I had one on, for the gigs that you're doing, and I know you get such a good response. So what have you got any plans this year for not maybe just taking Gravitate on the road, or just with Be Friendly, or you're relaxing piano? Any gigs coming up?
So yes, we've got more Be Friendly gigs this year coming up at festivals than we had last year, and we've kind of been building them up. But the great thing is that because I'm, in with the festival organisers with Be Friendly, I can, suggest that they might like to have Ian Haywood. So I think we're doing half of the events, the ones that know us pretty well over the years. We're doing, and I'm taking Ian Haywood in there as well. So
Brilliant.
that's really handy. I don't have to look far for gigs. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, I mean, that's amazing, and it's brilliant how you've, through your commitment, really,
Yeah.
and sort of getting out there. I think it was always the old school way, wasn't it? How people would build up a reputation.
Yes.
They'd just do gigs.
Yeah.
And I think the other lovely thing as well about it's sort of for me, if I'm singing sacred chants, there's only sort of some audiences that I can, you can get away with. But
Yes. Yeah.
if you
Yeah.
play a bit of harmonica, and you sing a bit of Bob Dylan, it'll go down well. It'll go down well virtually anywhere. And I think that's
Yes.
one of the things that I've loved with Be Friendly,
Yeah.
is that I've been at gigs that you've done, like festival gigs, and there's just people just feeling good,
Yeah. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it's almost like this osmosis that the lyrics are going in.
Yes.
Sometimes that because obviously, when we did the Piece on Your Plate project, there's some quite hard hitting things, and some of your albums that you've done. I mean, I'm thinking Cargo's a Shame comes to my mind.
Yeah. Well,
But
yeah, you'll be pleased to know I've made a new country version of Cargo Shame. So there isn't any animal rights songs on this album. I've dedicated it really to me and my story,
yeah, yeah.
rather than do that. But I have done a new version of Cargo Shame. So watch that space.
Mm.
Um, but
No, I
yes,
think it's a good way, mate. I think it's good to do that because, I mean, as we found with the Piece on Your Plate, you mentioned the word vegan, and sometimes the door was just shut in your face, and people
yeah,
wouldn't even give you any more sort of time with it. But if you're coming from a different angle,
yes.
still the energy coming through.
That's right. I mean, you were talking about be friendly. I do like to create music that makes people feel good.
Yeah,
And as we know, this world is a bit of a silly old world. It's not a very nice place at times, is it, these
yeah.
days? You might say it never has been really, but particularly these days. And so it's good to go out and make people feel good and have people, um, a lot of people sort of like bumping into you after you've played and saying, I really loved your music. It made me feel so good.
Yeah.
Um, that's what I like. I think obviously there's a place for all music. I'm not saying you have to feel good all the time.
Mm,
Music
mm,
is
mm,
good at
mm.
getting our sorrows out and doing all kinds of emotions for us. And in fact, on the Ian Haywood album. It's not all about feel good. I mean,
Yeah,
45 is a great feel good kind of rock and roll song.
sure.
Um, but some of the songs are, a little bit more of a story that's
Yeah,
perhaps a little sadder. But
yeah.
with Be Friendly, the trouble with being called Be Friendly is you can't do any kind of. You've got to be very careful with your music all the time and the stuff you release because you know you've got to be upbeat and
Mm-hmm.
give it to. And Ian Haywood gives me an outlet to maybe be a little bit more down in a track
Yeah.
or two. But I always like to return to the bubbly, uh, you know, make people happy music.
Yeah, no, and it's a very important thing, isn't it? I was at a boot fair the other day, and I got a triple CD set from Yehudi Menuhin, the violinist,
Yes, yes,
and 70 years as a
violin.
recording artist.
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
didn't realize that that guy was like full on into the healing power of music.
Right.
As
Yeah, yeah.
when he was young, he played a concert in, I think it was in Vienna, and Einstein was there. And he said,
Oh,
after hearing him,
yeah,
he said, "Now I know there is a God in heaven." After hearing the
wow,
violin,
yeah,
it
wow.
elevated him, and he set up these charities. I mean, I've got to get in contact with the charities because his mission was really to uplift humanity, to bring healing, to lift people's sorrows, and
Yeah,
he was one of
yeah,
these stories he's talking about when he played after the Second World War to the people in the concentration camp and
yeah,
survivors and all this stuff,
yeah,
and he'd gone round where there was wars and he'd do concerts and all this, and then it was decades later he'd hear back, someone would write to him,
yeah,
and he didn't, he was thinking, well, I hope it did some good, but did it really? And then he'd get this feedback, and people would say to him, that was a life changer. And I
yeah,
think that's the same with you, Ian, is that your music has really helped to change people's lives. I mean, do you get people at festivals or on the socials or something who sort of give you that feedback? They give you that, like, thanks for that.
yeah. Yeah, well, I'm certainly glad that you're comparing me to Yehudi Menuhin. That's that's very nice. Yeah, like I said, people come up at festivals. People put messages on some of the events we do, saying, "Oh, oh, you're going to be there, and we're really going to look forward to actually seeing you." We really seem to make people's festival, a lot we help make their festivals, let's put it that way, with as Be Friendly.
Yeah,
Um, and yeah, so both social media and physically, like I say, you'll be walking around a festival and people will come up and say, "I loved your music. Oh, you made me feel good," and it's so heartwarming, really. What's life about if you can't make a few people feel a bit better? You know,
yeah, no, 100%, man.
yeah,
It is
yeah,
just a beautiful thing. When we were in
as you
Glastonbury
do. Yeah,
last weekend, there was this lovely young girl who was just sort of like look at, when you're walking down the street and someone looks at you and then you look at them and then you just think, I'm not, do I know you or do you know
yes,
me, or and then you just think, well, even if I don't, I'm going to start a conversation
yeah, yeah,
because there's
yeah,
like
yeah,
some connection.
yeah,
Anyway, massive piece on your plate, fan, this young lady, and it was one of them where the music that we made. Here we go. Look,
yep.
Forest Garden. The music
I
that we
have,
made together, 4 years of work on and off, um, has changed this young lady's life. It's given her strength
yeah,
in the times of difficulty, and it's also given. I think sometimes if you feel a certain way and you live your life in a certain way, and sometimes you can feel a bit isolated because
yes,
let's say for example, you don't you're a vegan, right?
yeah,
And it's all right for us. We got a community. We play at festivals.
yeah,
We're part of something, right? But
yeah,
if you're the black sheep of your
yeah,
family
yeah.
or
You're
your
right.
community and you don't know anyone, and you
Yeah,
can feel a little bit like, God, is it just me? And then these characters turn up, the piece on your plate
yeah,
every day,
yeah,
like these
yeah. That's right.
characters turn up,
Yeah, yeah,
and then people are thinking, I'm not alone,
yeah.
and
Absolutely.
I've got the strength to,
And that's yeah. That's why it's good to. I always say it's empowering to be playing vegan songs and animal rights songs at vegan festivals because people who go along there maybe feel like a little alone, and they can connect with you there, and they
yeah,
can connect with your words, um, and it's just great to once again be sort of providing that for people. Uh, we tend to play mainly vegan events. Um, we do the odd non-vegan event. Obviously, that's the kind of the circuit we're on.
yeah.
But yeah, that's
So are you playing at Camp Out this year, the vegan Camp Out?
yes, we are. We're lucky enough to be on the Vegan Queen stage, which is a really good stage, and they get a lot of people in. They usually open the show up. They've got BFriendly. Uh, we're doing the opening set for them there. They open it up and then we go on.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
they warm it up nicely.
yeah.
And I mean, 2 years ago, we reckon there was about 700 people in the audience
Brilliant.
on this. This is not as the main stage
Mm.
type size, but there's the next one down, and it was absolutely brilliant. I always said I did Elton V and Be Friendly, and we did the camp out, sort of vegan camp out song. And I always said those two gigs we did there were the two best gigs of my life.
Yeah,
They went down so well, and
yeah,
at the end of Elton, the people were waving their sort of like phone lights around to
yeah.
"Candle in the Wind."
Oh,
It was just absolutely magic. I'm looking forward to. The thing is, we got it again last year. It was a bit. It was out slightly outside yet last year, and it was raining, but we still got about 300 or 400 people out there.
wow. Beautiful.
Um, and this year, I'm hoping they might have it under a tent again, and hopefully we'll get more people again.
Brilliant.
But we are doing Be Friendly once again this year for the
Mm.
third year in a row. So
Brilliant.
really privileged to have been asked to do that.
No, it's amazing, mate. It's
Yeah.
amazing. So, Ian, if people want to connect with you, we've got the befriendlymusic.com,
Yes.
on Facebook at Ian
Yeah.
Haywood Composer.
Yes.
I mean, if you just basically just search, just type in Ian Haywood music, you're gonna find
Yeah.
you, aren't you?
Yeah. Ian Haywood. Yeah. Ian Haywood. Uh, Ian H Composer. I think gets me on Facebook and the likes,
And
Instagram.
Instagram, yeah, Ian
Yeah.
H
Yeah.
Composer, yeah, absolutely.
Ian Haywood's website is under refurbishment at the moment.
Yep, good
So
man.
that's not really available at the moment. So
But we'll be coming back soon,
yeah,
and
we'll be coming back soon.
hopefully I'll be
Yes,
able to click that button
yes,
and buy a CD,
absolutely.
play it
Yeah,
in my car,
yeah, yeah,
play it
yeah,
in my car as
yeah.
I'm driving around. He's
Yes.
45 and he still can't drive. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Ian. That really
Yeah.
did brought me so.
There's a CD waiting for you. Let's put it that way.
Oh, bless you, mate. Really, really good. Well, Ian Haywood, musician extraordinaire, thank you for being back on Kind of Sound with me, spreading a message of love and peace and healing. Final message to the Kind of Sounders from you, Ian.
Well, yeah, go listen to my new album, Gravitate, and I'm hoping you'll relate to some of the stories on there, um, and um, and just enjoy the songs, and hopefully go around singing them a bit, and you have them in your head. And as ever, I wish you peace and love and harmony in the world.
Beautiful. Thank you, brother. Have a great day and see you soon.
See you soon. Thank you, Giles. Thank you.